Alright, so we're going to make a frittata this morning. Got a little pat of butter in here. It was really nice to walk over to my friend Roger and Karen's house yesterday. They live not too far away. You know, we took the dog for a little stroll, Bella, and then saw their kids, James and Tori, and found out they have a nice backyard with a fantastic garden in the back. So they let me take some of their homegrown vegetables. Here's the onions. We're going to throw in some green pepper. And we got some red pepper over here. These are all hand-picked yesterday from their garden. We're going to let these saute for a little bit, and then we'll add in the fresh cherry tomatoes that we got. So Karen and Roger, thank you for letting me raid your garden. And I might make a midnight run to get some more veggies. So we'll let these saute for a little bit as we make our omelette. Alright, so everything's moving along real nicely. We got some char marks on the veggies. We're going to add the tomatoes in. That'll bring back a little bit of liquid. This is going to be a light breakfast, so we're just going to crack a few eggs. Ta-da! Whoop. That was a tough shell, that one. Just going to use 3 eggs today. Mom and I are going to share because we have to go out for lunch, so we'll just give that a little beat. Now make sure you don't beat them up too much. So we're just going to take the vegetables off the pan. We'll bring them back in later, but I'm going to set up the eggs. We'll add a little pat of butter. Just a very thin pat of butter. Swirl it around. Make sure you get the edges because that's where you don't want it to stick. Our lightly beaten eggs. We'll let that cook, and then we're going to, as it starts to solidify, we'll pull it away from the edges and let the rest of the wet eggs go underneath on the edges. You know, it's funny how when you have parents, because they're older, they know, they can smell. My mom starts to show up just as things get yummy. So see how I'm pulling it away from the edges and letting the wet egg go underneath or swirl around to the far side. It's a little harder to see. So it's starting to solidify real nice. I know you're all waiting for the egg flip, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't have a staff to clean up the mess. And my mom sure is not going to do it. But everything's sliding around nicely. We'll just let that set up for a minute. So you can see this side is already firmed up pretty nicely. So this is where we're going to put our egg mixture. I usually put it in the 1/3 of the egg. Don't go all the way in the middle unless you're one of those people who's really awesome at flipping eggs. I am not. I have certain things I can do well. This is not one of them. So we'll let this set up. Now, some people like cheese and all that yummy stuff, but remember, cheese has a lot of sodium in it, so you have to be careful with it. What we're going to do today is just have a nice, healthy one because we have, you know, all these fresh garden vegetables that I picked yesterday. I like to flip my spatula upside down, slide it in, and then over we go. Ta-da! Gotta believe I was nervous doing this one since I'm filming it for the rest of the world to see. Turn the heat off. Bring our plate over. And we'll just slowly slide this in. And there we have our omelet. So I took my mother to the grocery store yesterday. We had a great mother-son talk and walk. It was fantastic, and I love grocery shopping, and I don't get to spend that much time, so I had a perfect world for me. Grocery shopping, food, and my mom. So I got some oil in a nice hot pan. One of the things I had my mom do was pick out some mushrooms. So these are whole. We'll just get those in the pan there. Swirl it around so they're a little bit coated. Ooh. We're just going to leave them on there for a little bit. I also picked up some nice tomatoes. You know, you get these variety packs with all kinds of different nice colored tomatoes. Or tomatoes, depending on where you're from. I'm going to throw those in there too. And we're just going to let them do their thing, have their little party. They got their hot tub, so to speak, of veggies. Okay, so we have a hot pan, a little bit of butter. And this time we're going to do the eggs a little bit differently. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get that butter swirled around. As you know, that's important. We don't want to have any of those little bits of dried stuff. Almost halfway done. Whoa, this one's going a little faster than expected. Put that one in there. I have to work quick now. These shells are slippery. You know what? We're going to stir it right in the pan, because a lot of times if you add it too early, it breaks down the heat. So I started on a medium heat for the eggs, medium being like a 3 or 4. I got these also on a 4 for my veggies. Look how fast this is coming together. Now we're going to add a little bit of pepper. You know, you could use like garlic. You could add onion, but nothing too strong because we got these fantastic vegetables here. They're cooking away. Almost done. We're going to add in the cream. And then we're going to turn the heat off. Like I said before, I need a staff member here to help hold stuff for me, but don't have a budget for that kind of thing. So while those are slowly cooking, nice and creamy eggs. Ooh, look at that. They're still a little bit wet from the cream, but that's okay. They're almost there. Almost there. All right. Mom's going to have a fantastic breakfast this morning. So as you see, we got a nice bowl of plate of food. Take some of those nicely seared tomatoes. A nice little char on them. Just a little bit of a char, not too much. You know, when you bite into one of those, turn this heat off, tomatoes that's got lots of liquid in it, and you burn your mouth, well, that's not what we're doing here. And I've got some tomatoes. We got some mushrooms, just nicely, lightly cooked. They still have a lot of texture to them.